Hello everybody, it's your boy, the Green Talents, coming to you with a video that pertains to training camp and what occurred, I think, a couple days ago. Um, I'm quite sure you guys have heard what's going on with Devonta Smith and what's going on with the offensive line. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Devonta Smith first, to get him out the way. Um, if you haven't heard about what's going on with him today or previous days before today, if you've been looking at NFL Network, if you've been looking at ESPN or Fox Network or through social media, Devonta Smith, wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, aka the SlimReaper, has suffered a mild MCL sprain to his knee back in training camp a day or two ago. When he injured the knee, he was being evaluated, but they said the injury wasn't very serious. And the way it looks now, with it being a mild MCL sprain, which is not really considered serious, it just that the thing is, when you suffer a mild MCL sprain, your knee swells up. And when your knee swells up after a day or two, you got to go through all types of rehab and all types of things to get the knee swelled down so it can go into a cast or a brace to hold the knee in place where it can heal quite quickly. But Devonta Smith is a young guy, you know what I'm saying? And there have been questions anyway about his size, which he's 6 feet, 170 pounds. He never got injured in college. It's just that coming to the NFL, things are a little different. And speed wise, you know what I'm saying? And there's more to learn at the NFL level than there is at the college level. So I guess today, when they discovered that it was a mild MCL sprain, they decided to go ahead to put him on the back burner for a little while, which means that he's going to miss the rest of training camp. He's going to miss all 3 preseason games, and he might miss week 1 of the regular season, which starts in 4 weeks from now prior to this week. So you gotta really look at all these situations. I'm sorry, not 4 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks prior to this week alone. So you gotta look at all the situations of what is happening now, which means that all the second year players like Jalen Rager and Cortez and all the other second year wide receivers, they all gotta step up in his place because see, we all know, excuse me, that Devonta Smith is the #1 guy. We all know that because he was #1 during the 4 years in college, and he's #1 with the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm saying? So the guy signed a 5-year, he signed a 4-year deal with 50-year option. So the contract is not really a problem. It's just him health wise. So if there's a possibility that he can heal, I'm quite sure he can. But when you play the position at wide receiver, now here's the thing: when he got tackled, he got hit pretty hard by Steven Nelson, the Eagles free agent wide receiver, free agent cornerback off the streets from Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? They say he got hit by him, and when he got hit by him, I think his knee kind of bent a certain direction, and when your knee bent a certain direction, uh, well, let's just say I also had a mild MCL sprain. I know how it feels. It doesn't feel good. It's a lingering pain that bothers you for about a couple of days. Uh, what happened to me is a couple of guys, well, 3 guys rather, tried to jump my brother, and my brother couldn't defend for himself. So he had me to go outside and defend for him, which is what I did. And so one of the 3 guys sucker punched me, and they all ran in different directions. So I caught myself running after one of the guys, which is what I should have done. But there was a little groove in the dirt where I was running because I tried to jump over the dirt, but instead the dirt slipped and my feet got caught. And when it got caught, my knee popped backwards. Instead of popping forward, it popped backwards. So my MCL, because you remember that your MCL is right in the middle of the thigh and the hip. It's in the middle. So that's what happened. So I popped it, but I popped it back in place. And boy, you talk about pain. That pain bothered me from the night that it happened until the next day where I had to go. Well, actually the same day, because when my mom got home, I had to go to the hospital. and they did an MRI on me. And they found that I had a mild MCL sprain, so they want to put me in a little small little brace on my knee, and my hip. That's from my hip to half part of my knee to hold my knee in place. And I was told to keep that thing on my knee for at least 2 weeks. But I was hard headed. I got to because I had a job I had a summer job interview I had to participate in. So if I had that brace on my knee, I wouldn't gotten that summer job. So I was stubborn, but I walked in there slow. You know what I'm saying? Like the injury wouldn't bother me. Sit down, talk to the guy. But instead, fold my knee up. Instead of fold, like you fold your knee normally. I had my leg straightened out. You know what I'm saying? While I was doing the interview, so the guy did the interview couldn't tell. But see, lucky the summer job was like a month away from the interview. So my knee had a chance to heal for about a month and a half, and my knee was feeling a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, a month had, like I said, 6 weeks, cause it's 4 weeks it's a 4 to 6 week injury. Everybody knows that an MCL injury, a mild one, it's a 4 to 6 week injury, which means that it's gonna take at least 3 weeks for it to heal. You got to rehab it. And once you rehab it, you're gonna have to figure out some way to get back on the field. That's gonna be difficult. So Devonta Smith might start the season. I hate to say it, but he might want him going up on the PUP list just to hold him back until the regular season begins, which is week 1 of the beginning NFL season. So which is only 5 weeks away. So I really hate that he suffered that MCL sprain. I really did, because he was doing so much well in progress. I mean, the progress was so extraordinary from what I've seen on video, and from what I heard from NFL analysts, and from what I heard from other YouTubers in YouTube land. The guy been doing extraordinarily well up until the injury. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we faced with at the time. So that means that all the second year receivers want to step up. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now I think Devonta Smith gonna be on the back burner for a little while. Jalen Rager, Cortez, and all the other guys want to show what they can do in training camp and get themselves some reps and get ready for the preseason, because the preseason will determine who stays and who goes. We all know how preseason goes. Because we only got 3 this year, and the way it's looking, it's gonna be 3 going forward. You know what I'm saying? Because instead of being 16 games, it's going to be 17 game season this year. 17 games. So that's what we faced with on the offensive side. Well, still on the offensive side in the sense of speaking, because now I've been hearing that Jason Mild, aka 6'8" big man, have been doing real well on the left side of the tackle spot, and Andre Dillard, former first round pick 3 years ago, is having a difficult time once again. And it's like that he's having a hard time keeping the pass rushers at bay, while Mild is having a pretty good time keeping them all at bay. He has kept Josh Sweat and the other defensive end, I can't think of his name off the bat, Barnett. He been keeping Josh Sweat and Barnett at bay. Andre Dillard have been having a difficult time with Barnett's speed, and he's been having a difficult time against Josh Sweat's bull rush. So that's the issue with Andre Dillard. So the way it's looking, look like Mild is more likely to win the left tackle spot, because his training started last year when Jason Peters couldn't perform. So they put him back, because here's how it happened. Jason Peters last year was signed to play guard, but he got an extra boost in his contract to play right tackle, and he struggled at right tackle all of last year, and they started putting Jason Peters at guard, and then he got injured, and they put no more that season. You know what I'm saying? So he's on IR for the rest of the season. So they had Mild to play most of the season, most of the rest of last season, but Mild has had some difficult time with penalties But that's what you get when you don't have enough time to practice, because the COVID-19 had done a lot of damage for the Philadelphia Eagles, because there was no chemistry against for Jason Kelsey to communicate with the left guard, right guard, left tackle, right tackle. So all that was thrown off. That's why Wentz was getting popped, hit, sacked, whatever you want to call it. He was getting knocked down because the communication at bay was not where it should be, because a lot of guys have been out of the lineup. We had Driscoll and we had Pryor. Other guys have been stepping up in the lineup. So when you get a mixed up lineup like that, you have a difficult time with the communication with the center. So we all know the center makes the plays at the line. Once he called the plays, it's up to the right tackle, left tackle, guard, and center. Both guard spots to stay in communication and at bay when the play is called. None of that didn't matter, because when you got guys in and out of the lineup, communication becomes a problem. And that's what happened with the offensive line with the Eagles last year. Eagles offensive line went from number 1 to like 15 or 20. It kept dropping and dropping and dropping. You know what I'm saying? So with this year abound, like I said, it's a new year, new start. Now training camp is a brew. It's abound. The chemistry can work out. Now if you can figure out who's gonna be the offensive tackles, left and right, guards left and right, and we all know who's the starting center, Jason Kelsey. No doubt about it. So that's what the Eagles are faced with now. So like I said, the way it's looking, Mild is gonna win the left tackle spot. What does it mean for Andre Dillard? No one knows at the time. You know what I'm saying? But word is that he could become trade bait, not in the off season, but this season. He could become trade bait. The Eagles could get maybe a second or a third round pick for him, or a player. They can swap players, you know what I'm saying? Because maybe Andre Dillard might need to go to another spot. Because, see, Andre Dillard was the old regime's first round pick back in 2019. 18 or 19, wherever year he was drafted. He has had a difficult time playing left tackle. So he could either be traded for a player, or he could be traded for a draft pick. He even got plenty of draft capital, so they're more likely to get a player for Andre Dillard. You know what I'm saying? A backup player, or maybe a starting player in the future. No one knows. So that's what the Eagles' offensive line spot is looking like right now. So, but because Andre Dillard is in the third year. He's in the third year of a 4-year contract, and that's very expensive for a backup. So he getting paid I think it's like $20 million. I think of the 4-year deal, for 4 years, $20 million deal with a 50-year option. So that's a high-end contract for a backup. So he's more likely going to get traded, because don't no team put a first-round left tackle or guard or center on the back burner with a high-end contract like that. So, I mean, it's so much to think about and to calculate, but at this point in time, we really don't know when it comes to Andre Dillard. But all I do know is that Mild is more likely to win the left tackle spot next to the guard, whoever the guard is going to be. It could be similar. I can't put that game now. Start with an S, or a Brandon Brooks, whoever the guard, who the left guard is going to be at that spot. And as far as Devonta Smith, I only wish and hope that he gets well. I pray and hope for a quick recovery, because MCL sprains are no joke. Like I said before, in my young childhood, I had one. I was like 15. I was like 16 or 17 years old. Had a mild MCL sprain. Them MCL sprains are not nice. They don't feel nice. You know what I'm saying? So imagine a football injury. You can suffer a mild MCL sprain by running, or you can suffer a mild MCL sprain at any cost. But when it comes to a sports injury like that, basketball, football, them injuries are they linger because the pain it don't only mess with your knee, it mess with your lower leg as well because your lower leg is part of the injury. And a lot of people don't know it. The MCL, it doesn't connect to the thigh. It connects to the lower leg of the area. The lower leg of between the ankle and your knee. That's where MCLs are. And once you hurt that MCL, it doesn't bother the thigh. It bothers the lower leg, and you can't stand on it. You know what I'm saying? You can't put no weight on an MCL sprain because it lingers that bad. And I really hate that happened to him in his rookie year. But it's a learning curve. He'll learn as time goes on that you gotta keep yourself healthy in the NFL because NFL is fast and quick. It ain't slow. It's one of the fastest games in the league. Everybody know they're just like basketball at the college level. It ain't the same. When you go to the NBA, the speed on the court is extraordinarily different. You got to be strong. You got to be strong in the upper chest because you're gonna take a lot of hits with elbows, check the check bumps, hard hits, balls. You know what I'm saying? So everybody know basketball. It just pertains to the leg. It pertains to the upper body strength because you gotta shoot the ball. But when it comes to the NFL, everybody knows the NFL. You use your legs to block. You lose your legs to run. Use your legs to run upfield to make a tackle on the running back, quarterback, or wide receiver. It pertains to the legs. Everybody knows that the legs is the main way to work in the NFL. It's speed and nothing but speed. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video on a high note. I pray and hope that Devonta Smith heals properly. Get well, SlimReaper, because we're gonna need you in the latter parts of the regular season. Because we all know you might not start the regular season. We know that for sure. So that being said, this is your boy, the Green Titan, coming at you. Another video. Hope you enjoyed it. And like I said in every video, I'm gonna keep saying it again. You do 4 things for me. You can the notification bell on top of the screen. The notification bell lets you know that when I make a video, it comes direct from me to you. Also, subscribe to my channel. Because the more you subscribe, the more content I make can get out over YouTube land. Also comment in the comment section below. And as always, please share. Because the more you share, the more I care. And when I care, you care. And my video gets out. So, peace. And fly, Eagles, fly.